Hello, everybody. My name is Eric Kasloff, and welcome to the first ever installment of Films Every Filmmaker Should Watch. And this is going to be a series where I, talk about movies I feel anyone who wants to make movies should watch. Now, some quick things I want to point out. These episodes are not always going to be just audio. There will be video probably next week. Two, they are not always going to be this short. I do want to make them more in-depth and stuff. It's just, I'm still new to trying to keep this YouTube schedule. In the filmmaking world, you've got more time, but it is less time. And I really want to learn how to keep a schedule going. And I know I still suck at this. So this very first episode, I am talking about the Kevin Smith classic, Clerks. Clerks is one of the most important movies I've ever seen in my entire life. Now, Kevin Smith, with this film, did something every single first-time filmmaker should do. He wrote a movie he knew he could make. He didn't write a huge script that took place in a bunch of locations. He realized what he had, and that was a convenience store, a video store, and a house for one scene. And from him using what he had on hand, he was able to make one of the most inspirational movies ever made. Now, I'm not going to tell you that Clerks is one of the greatest movies ever made. In fact, it's not even my favorite Kevin Smith movie. If you must know, that would be Mallrats or Tusk. But Clerks was just, man... I'm from Jersey. I lived in LA for 20 years, but when I was a teenager in LA and I heard that a guy from New Jersey made a movie in New Jersey, it blew my mind. I didn't know that was allowed. I thought you could only make movies in Hollywood. Yeah, obviously I knew movies were made other places, but I thought you had to be special to get to make a movie. And what Kevin Smith did, selling his comics, getting credit cards and going into credit card debt just to tell a story he felt that he had to tell. He realized that nobody was going to make a movie about the stuff him and his friends talk about, so he made that movie. And now the inspirational thing we can get from this is... no one else can write the story you want to tell or that you have to tell. And the other really important thing is write with what you have. When I was in film school and we would do our screenplay writing class, there were kids, people, they weren't all kids, some of them were older than me, would be writing their first scripts, their first sketch screenplays. And a lot of them took place one of them took place in the future, a post-apocalyptic movie. Another one took place in a bunch of places in Europe. Some took place in the past. And I was just thinking, man, do these guys really think they're going to ever get that made as their first movie? The answer is no. What we learned from Clerks is, like I've been saying, write with what you have. Now, this wasn't a very long video because, quite frankly, I'm still getting new at this. If I had Larry with me, my co-host of the podcast, I would have gotten a lot more in depth. But yeah, my basic message is, when it comes to writing your first script, whether it be a short or a feature, write with what you have.